to overcome various risks and challenges, fight shoulder by shoulder, and achieve the greatest possible convergence of interests. The new model of political party system has brought harmony and stability and become a good system conducive to building consensus. Fourth, over the past decade, the effectiveness of the new model of political party system has been further brought out. Other political parties and persons without party affiliation have kept in mind the country's top priorities, actively fulfilled their duties, and shared valuable advice on promoting prosperity for all, advancing carbon peaking and neutrality in a balanced way, and other important issues. We've earnestly conducted democratic supervision around poverty reduction and the protection of the Yangtze River ecosystem. They've demonstrated their unique strength and contributed their wisdom and strength, many of whose opinions have been translated into the party's and country's decisions. In the great transformation of leadership, while other political parties and non-affiliates have stood firmly by and acted together with
Good morning. It's a great pleasure to brief you on some new practices and new historic achievements. Taking into consideration the overall picture of the party and responsibilities of the CPPCC and its focus of work and building consensus is leadership over all areas of work. Foundation. Second, we effectively promote fundamental and strategic project. Remote meetings, 51. Bi-weekly consultative forum. The 13th National Committee also created the remote and understanding of the situation on the ground. The expert major and complex new forms have become a brand of the CPC to carry out adopted an amendment to the CPPCC lay CPPCC developed hundreds of new rules for our to strengthen unity among Chinese in and unity, advising in political parties, ethnicity, reviewed the history we made it part of to carry to provide policy guidance. Thank you. With us, the goal of releasing the rules was the content.
From Work Department and CPPCC. I will invite Ms. Chen first. Consultation work is intended to enhance the parties' institution. CPC on political consultation work is deeply implemented general the role and basic means of political consultation and its guiding principles. United consultation with 4 articles about the substantive content the first intra-party regulations of the CPC Central Committee. model of political party system, and better leverage the role of political the country in
regulation says that political party consultation and CPC and strong political strengths. Since the 18th has interacted It is a practice of the CPPCC's political in an effort we carried out our annual plan. Supported carrying out research in various forms and in consultation so that increase common understanding to translate the party's proposals committee
mandate and power. Under the new model of political party system, that government departments and judicial bodies fulfilling their duties and playing their role. Without party Deputy Head of the State Administration for Market Regulation, who autonomous regions and municipalities. $380 decide on how to address the issues and also suggest on the appointment and the removal.
Thought leadership is important in building consensus.
近几年来呢，人民政协把
In the past
加
few
强
years,
思想政治引
the
领、
CPC has
广泛凝聚共识
made it
作
an
为
important
中心
task
环节，
to strengthen ideological
积极探
guidance
索
and
创
build
新，
consensus, and
建
we've
机
made
制
a
搭
number of
平台，
innovations to
不
create
断
new
增强
mechanisms
政
and
协凝聚
platforms
共识工作的
strengthen
时代性、针对性
our
和时效
ability
性。
to build
比
consensus
如
in
说
a
呢，
new
我们
era
开
in a
展
more
委员
effective
读书
way.
活动，
For example,
这
we
是
have
全国政协贯彻落实
members
习近平
reading
总书记
books
重要指示
mechanism, which is
精神的
new
一个实际行动。
implementation of General
启动
Secretary
2
Xi
年多来
Jinping's
啊，
instruction. In
委
the
员
past
读书
2
活动
years or so
把
since
有
its
组织的
launch,
读书和个人读书、委员读书和履职实践、
we are
线上读书
organizing
和线下交
and
流、
combining
成
various
果转化
forms
应用
of book
和社
reading
会
by
溢出效
members
应有机
and
结合，
translating the results into
建成
social
委员读书
impact.
智能平台
We
和
have now
全
built
国
a
政协
smart
书院。
platform
我们全国
and
政协书院啊，是一
CPC
个很有
bookstore
书卷气的地方。每周呢，我们都要在那儿开
where
展周周论
every
学
week
的线
we
下活
have
动。
a physical
同时呢，
event.
在读书智能平台这个
On the
线
smart
上的 APP 呢，
platform,
我们开设了中共党史，
we
学习贯
have
彻习近平生态文明思想，
historic
中华
courses
儿
on
女大团
history,
结，
on Xi
同心
Jinping
共筑中
thought,
国梦，
on
中华
building
文明起
unity
源，
among different
贡
ethnicities,
献人类命运
on
共同体
Chinese culture,
129
and
个
on
主题读书
building
会
a community with a shared
深入
future.
开展
Altogether,
学
there
术
are
交流，委员们呢，
129
参与
groups
读
of
书
book
活动的
reading.
积极性都很高。
Members are very
参与率
enthusiastic
达到
about taking part.
98%。
Over 98% of them are
58万余项，
involved in the program and
通过
making
读书学习
more than
高阶认知上的智慧，
580,000
又注
comments,
重在协商交流当中，不
which
断
has
增进共识，
improved their
实现委员自
capacity
我
in
教育
providing
指导和带动
advice
界
and
别群众
promoted
相互
self-learning and
是我
education,
们的委员读书活
and
动
encouraged people from all walks of life to follow suit.
以
We
书
are
相
also
授建设。
so that we can encourage society-wide reading
委员讲堂、委员
and
宣
a
讲、
members
委员
lecture
说、微视频等，
and
这样一些凝聚
WeChat
共识的
with
平台媒体
members, these are all new innovations we have made. Now we are organizing another campaign for 100 members to carry out new activities in the lead up to the 20th National Congress. We have a large group of CPPCC members who have strong influence and a great sense of responsibility, who are taking part in the programs, and to share with the public how they see China has been growing in the past 10 years under the leadership of General Secretary Xi Jinping. They are also sharing how they themselves, as members of the CPPCC, have been advising policymaking and promoting state governance, which is deeply inspiring and building society-wide consensus. The 100-member lecture campaign, which recently held its first event, has seen a number of members sharing very good personal stories. Some shared about China's development of the Beidou navigation satellite. Some talked about food security. And some touched on how China became the fastest country in cleaning up air pollution, and some talked about Beijing's hosting of the Winter Olympics. There was also stories about private businesses promoting economic growth. These were well received by the audience. We are going to continue this program, and the next two events have already been arranged. I'd like to encourage all of you to join the event. Thank you.
Making proposals has attracted social attention. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, what new measures have the CPC taken in this respect? Indeed, it's work of the CPPCC of overarching and comprehensive importance, and is one of the main means for us to perform our duties. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, we have implemented General Secretary Xi's relevant guidelines to improve the quality of proposals. Over the past decade, we have received over 58,000 proposals and approved 47,000 of them. These have gathered broad wisdom of the members. A lot of them have been accepted and translated into policies promoting social and economic development, making important reference for the parties and countries' decision-making. The proposals have fully shown that how the CPPCC, as a specialized consultative body, has played its important role in the whole process people's democracy. It has shown the sense of responsibility of our members. In the new era, we have 4 new measures in this regard. First, attach great importance to the quality of proposals. We've released guidelines in this respect, emphasizing that quality is the lie proposals. It is the quality, not quantity, of proposals that matter most. Research should be carried out before making proposals, and we encourage members to focus on making 1 or 2 high-quality proposals each year. We have made strict standards so that the proposals should be clarified, viable, and specific. We have a mechanism for reviewing the quality of the proposals and also a motivation as a strategy for that. Second, we'll deepen a proposal-based consultation. We emphasize that we should have true consultation and have consultation all through the process of making proposals. whether in the early period, in the review, in the submission, and in the supervision, and in the outcome feedback. In all these procedures, we have specific consultative methods. Especially, the relevant authorities should include consultation into their work procedure to address problems and build consensus through making proposals. Third, enhance supervision over the implementation proposals. Each year we will have a list of key proposals, especially those forward-looking, of overarching importance and of strategic importance. Those have great influence over the economic and social development. We will personally supervise their implementation. For instance, for 4 years in a row, Mr. Wang Yang supervised proposals on food security, the protection of ecosystem of the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau, and historical and cultural protection. Through on-site research and symposiums, we've built consultative platforms for the authorities concerned to help to address the issues. Fourth, we focus on improving our working mechanisms to deepen our understanding about the rules of making proposals. We have focused on the features and also introduced supportive measures. We visit other political parties regularly and the authorities making proposals regularly so as to better leverage the role of making proposals in modernizing national governance system and means. Thank you.
谢谢主持人，红星新闻记者提问。
Thank you. My question is about democratic oversight, which is the basic function of democratic parties. How have they been exercising this power, and how are they doing this?
我来回答这个问题。感谢这位记者朋友对多党合作和民主监督的关心关注。
Thank you for your
监督这个问题啊，
attention to this
中央高度
question.
重视，对各界也很关注。 下面我结合你的
The
问题，
CPC Central Committee pays a lot of attention to this area of work. In our multi-party cooperation system, an important mechanism is
中国共产党
the
与各民主党派
mutual oversight
互相监督。
between the CPC and the
中
democratic
国共产党
parties.
可以
That
监
is
督
to say,
民
the
主党派，
CPC
民主党派也可以监
supervises the
督
democratic parties, and the democratic
那么民
parties
主党派
also
对
supervise the
中国共
CPC.
产党的监督就是民主监督。
And the latter is
什么是
called
民主
the
监督呢？
democratic
按
oversight.
照中国共产党统一战线工作条例的规定，
What is democratic
各民主党
supervision?
派无党
According
派
to the
人
rules
士
of work of the
在坚持
on United Front
四
by the
项基本
CPC,
原
it
则的
means that
基础上，
upholding the four cardinal
政治协商
principles,
调研考察，
the democratic parties
参与党和
non-affiliates
国家
provides
重大方针
opinions,
政策，
gives
决策
criticisms
部署
and suggestions,
执
and
行
carries
和
out
实施
political
情况的
supervision
监督
over the
检查，
CPC
还有受党委委托
in forms of
参加
political
有关
consultation,
重大问题的
inspection tours,
专
taking
项监
part
督
in the deliberation of
等等，
major
在这些
state
工作中
policies, and
通过提出
overseeing the
意见
implementation
批评建
of
议等方
decisions
式，对
and
中国共产
instructions.
党进行民主监督。这就是民主党派民主监督的
This
情
is
况。至于您刚才提
the
到的
democratic
民主
supervision
党派
by
是不
the
是有效
democratic
地
parties.
执行了民主
As
监
for
督？
if this is
可以
being
负责
carried
地
out
讲
effectively, I
民主党
can
派的
say
民主
that
监督是切实
democratic
有效
parties
的
are doing it in a
也是
very
务实管
effective
用的。
way and very
举个例子。
impactful way. For
2016
example,
年，受中共中央的委托，
in
8
2016,
个民主党派中央
entrusted by the CPC Central Committee, the central committees of the 8 democratic parties were paired up
省区，
with 8
围绕着
central and
贫困
western
人口精准
provinces
识别
which had a heavy task of poverty affiliation and
还有
carried
资
out
金项目管理使用
democratic
等6
supervision
个
in
方面
6
的重
areas
点问题。
in poverty
开展了为
alleviation,
期5
including
年的
how to identify
脱贫攻坚
accurately poor
民主监督。
populations.
那么这项工作
In about
也是
5
各民主党派第一
years,
次就党和国家的重大
this
战略
is
决
the
策
first time for
进行分
democratic
享监督。
parties to carry out specialized
5年间
supervision on
各
major
民主
state
党派中
policies.
央
In about 5 years, The Central Committees of the Democratic Parties provided more than 2,400 pieces of criticism and opinions to the provincial committees and governments, and provided more than 80 reports to the CPC Central Committee and the State Council. Following that program, democratic parties also carried out another special program on environmental protection in the Yangtze River Delta, starting from 2021. As entrusted by the CPC Central Committee, the 8 democratic parties and non-affiliates working on environmental protection in the Yangtze River Delta were engaged in another 5-year program to study the rehabilitation and protection of the water bodies and pollution control of shipping and harbors, beginning in 2021, in which year, overcoming the impact of the pandemic, the parties conducted 45 on-site visits, provided more than 250 pieces of suggestions to the local CPC committees and governments, and filed 6 reports to the CPC Central Committee and the State Council through direct channels. We are confident that as an important part of the socialist supervision system with Chinese characteristics, this will demonstrate its new strengths and make new achievements in the new era. Thank you. The CPC is promoting the whole process of people's democracy. How is the CPPCC acting on this concept? What strengths does our political system have, and what role it can play in promoting this model of democracy? Let me first give the floor to Ms. Zhou. Thank you for your question. Democracy is a universal value of humanity and an abiding commitment of the CPC and the long-time aspiration of the Chinese people. Since the 18th National Congress of the CPC has proposed the important concept of whole process people's democracy with a deeper understanding of China's realities. It combines different forms of exercising democracy and different forms of acting on democracy to create a pattern in which the people's voices can be heard throughout all links of government work. How does the CPPCC act on this philosophy? We mainly work through consultation. The CPPCC is an important channel for socialist consultation, a specialized body for consultation. Our consultation takes place before and during decision-making. Through consultation, we promote decision-making and carry out democratic supervision, which shows the special strength of whole process people's democracy. For example, in the drawing up of the 14th Five-Year Plan, which is an important overarching task in China's social and economic development, the CPPCC carried out consultation, making proposals to collect and reflect the opinions of all sectors. Many of our suggestions were adopted. After the 5th meeting of the 19th CPC National Congress, we held special standing committee meetings to study
并且通过
the
视
plan
察调研
and
提案
carried
设
out
计一系列的
inspections
形式持续的建言思政。
and tours to
同
continue
时
to provide
全国政协
input
呢，我们也
to
通过
policy
委
making.
员讲堂、委员宣
We
讲团、
also
委
organized
员
members'
读书活动
lectures
这样一些平台来宣
and
解
members
规划，凝聚和传播
reading
共
events
识。
to educate the
在
public
规
about the
划
plan
实施的过程
and
当中，
build
全
consensus.
国政
In
协按照计
implementing
划
the
开展
14th Five-Year
专项
Plan, the
评级
CPPCC carried out
就是
specialized
10个专委会
democratic
和围
supervision,
绕
the
14
10 special
规划
theme
在各个
committees
领域的工作
focusing on the
每
various
年呢
fields of work
选出
covered
一个
in the
小组
14th Five-Year
来
Plan.
持
Each
续
year
地跟
picked
踪监督
one area to carry
人民
out
政协的履职
consistent
贯穿了严
supervision.
肃规划、编制和实施的
Our
全过
work
程。从一个侧面呢，也
permeates
生动体
all
现了
process
中
of
国
the
式的民主
implementation of the 14th Five-Year
我们
Plan.
协
It
商
also
式
shows that
是
China is a
全
real
链条、
democracy.
全
Our
方位、
consultative
全覆盖的
democracy
人民民主
covers all links
是
of
广泛、
life
真
and
实、
all
管
sectors
用
of
的
life.
人民民主。谢谢。
It is real, effective people's democracy.
好，下面我接着来回答这位记者朋友，关于我国新型政党制度的优势。刚才呢，我们介绍了中国新型政党制度，就是中国共产
About
党
the
领导
strength
的
of
多党
China's
合作和政治
political
协商制
party system,
从这个制度的形成和发展来看，这是中国共产党、中国人
From
民
the formation to the development of the system, it's an important political innovation of the CPC, Chinese people and allied political parties and non-affiliates. It's now become a basic political system of China and a new model political party system rooted in China's soil.
具有多方面的优势。
it has many strengths. For example,
它是
it is
马克
the
思主义
combination of Marxist theories
和
on
中国
political
实际
parties
相结合的一个制度
and China's realities.
它能够真
It is
实
an extensive and reliable means of representing and fulfilling the interests of the maximum number of people of all ethnic groups,
各族各界
social sectors.
有效地避免了
It avoids the drawbacks of the old political party system that stands only for a small number of people and interest groups.
再比如，他把各个政党和无党派人
It
士
unites all political parties and non-affiliates
为
towards
了
a
共
common
同的目
goal,
标而奋斗。当前就是我们中华民族的伟大复兴，
which is the great rejuvenation of the Chinese
避免
nation,
了
effectively mitigating the risks of inadequate oversight in
要么是
one-party
多
rule
党轮流坐
and the
庄
problems
恶
of
性竞争的
continual transfers of governing parties and destructive competition in multi-party political system.
制度化、程序化、
The
规范
standardized
化的安排
institutional procedures and
提供各
arrangements
种意见建议，推动
pulls ideas and
决策的
suggestions
科
to
学化
ensure informed and democratic
有
decision-making.
效避免了旧
It
式政
avoids
党
the
制度
weakness of the Western-style political party systems. When making decisions and exercising governance, political parties act in their own interests or the interests of the classes, regions, and groups they represent,
关
provoking
于这个
division
新型政党制
in
度在发展
society.
全过程人民民主中的
This
作用
system has played an important role in promoting the whole process, people's
不可替代
democracy,
的重要作用。
an irreplaceable role to be
一是
sure.
通过
First
政
of
党
all,
协商
through
参政议政
political party
民主监督
consultation,
等制度
deliberation
安排
of state affairs and democratic supervision, it opens up channels for various interests to make their voice heard, to pull public's wisdom and solutions and help the governing party to improve their work.
二是讲求
Second,
有事
it
多商
focuses
量
on
有事
effective
少商量
consultation
有
as
事
the
会商
means to
充分听取各方面
everything
的意
it
见
does,
发挥了凝聚共识
which
凝聚
is
智慧
very
凝聚力量
helpful for
调动
building
各方面积极
consensus,
性
pulling
集中力
wisdom
量办
and
大事
strength
办
so
好
that we
事
can accomplish major tasks
三
in a
是
very
以合作协商
effective way. And third, it promotes cooperation and
发挥了减
consultation
少社会内耗
and keeps
保持政治稳
antagonism
定和
and
社会和
conflicts
谐的
in check, which reduces social frictions and promotes political stability and social harmony. So in promoting the whole process, people's democracy, our system
共产党的领导
highlights the CPC's leadership and also promotes socialist democracy. It has important functions of encouraging political participation,
和维护
social cohesion, democratic supervision, and
反映了
unity.
人民当家作主
It
的
showcases nature of us as a socialist
作用是
democracy in
十分重要
which people are masters of their own life.
谢谢。
下一个问题。
In China's new model of political party system, the CPC and other political parties are close friends who enjoy sincere cooperation and sharing will and woe. In the face of major challenges, difficulties in recent years, what role has the other political parties played?
谢谢这位记者朋友。
Thank you for your question, which has raised a very good one.
中国共产党
For a long time, the CPC has supported other political parties in fully leveraging their strengths in gathering talent, pooling wisdom, and reaching out to the general public, and made their advice heard on major political, economic, and social issues of overall strategic and pioneering importance, and playing their role in the cause of the party's and country's cause. Especially in recent years, in the face of major risks and challenges, other political parties have acted together with the CPC to overcome the difficulties and make important contributions. Two examples. One is the battle against COVID-19. At the beginning of 2020, struck by COVID-19, non-CPC political parties immediately answered the call of the CPC Central Committee. In a short time, they have built consensus and fought the COVID-19 pandemic united as one, showing the sense of responsibility as participating parties in the governance at the critical junctures. According to partial data, over 60,000 medical workers among members of the non-CPC political parties and non-affiliates fought COVID at the front line. They altogether submitted nearly 4,000 proposals to the CPC Central Committee, the State Council, and relevant departments. They also donated actively funds and supplies worth of altogether over 5.11 billion yuan. During this period, some medical workers from other political parties sacrificed their lives at the front line. Second, the battle against poverty and to revitalize rural development. Non-CPC political parties have actively launched initiatives such as intellectual support to underdeveloped areas, employment assistance for surplus labor, and the China Siyuan Foundation for Poverty Alleviation. They've assisted in non-profit undertakings including vocational training, education programs, fundraising for disaster relief, and aid for people in need. For instance, in Bijie pilot zone in Guizhou province, established in 1988. For 3 decades, non-CPC political parties and non-affiliates have supported the development of the pilot zone. They've launched 6 major initiatives, focusing on industry, education, medical care, consumption, intellectual support, and social undertakings. So far, they have invested over 2.3 billion yuan, assisted with over 3,100 programs, and created 319,000 training opportunities. With their help, 16.7 thousand people in poverty have been lifted out of poverty, and also 7 national-level poor counties and 1,981 poor villages have rose out of poverty. So this is a vivid example of how the United Front and multi-party cooperation have contributed to poverty reduction and the revitalization of rural development. Thank you.
谢谢中国日报提问。刚才发布词中介绍，全国政协在增强委员责任担当。
Earlier, you mentioned that to help CPPCC members better discharge their duties, you have done a lot of work. Can you share more details? Thank you for your question. As it was said by General Secretary Xi Jinping, CPPCC members must discharge their duties for the benefit of the country and the people, and always remember their responsibilities. They must understand their work and be good at that work, follow discipline and rules, and value public sentiment. Members are the main body of our work. They are our strength, our greatest potential, and our vitality. We have 2,160 members from 34 sectors involving different parties and ethnic minorities. We continuously improved our team of members to increase their awareness, sense of responsibility, and capacity. We also encourage them to take real actions to stay true to their aspirations. And now we have had a very strong team of members working at the CPPCC. First of all, they have a stronger sense of political responsibility. We have formulated documents to educate members to strengthen their political awareness, to study the party's theories, to fully understand the decisive significance of establishing the core position of General Secretary Xi Jinping and his thought, and to make sure that they have a clear position on major issues and follow this path with socialism with Chinese characteristics. Second, they have a stronger capacity to deliver responsibilities. They are studying on a continuous basis. Each member will take part in at least one special program during his or her term to increase their capabilities in research, in interacting with the public, and in working with other members. Third, we're creating better working conditions. We have a multi-tiered system for members to engage with each other, to encourage them to sit in work meetings, and we also welcome local CPPCC members to take part in the national programs. Members from Hong Kong and Macau are also taking part in our programs, and we are providing different supports, such as IT support for members to carry out their work. For example, we have a mobile app right now for them to do their work. Working with CPPCC committees at 31 provinces, we have built a network covering the whole country to involve more members and allow them to work with greater efficiency. Fourth, we have promoted standardized regulations for their performance and assessment. We have built files of members and mechanisms for CPC members, committee members, to evaluate the performance of CPPCC members. We have set up awards for the outstanding members to encourage excellence. Thank you.
Last two questions. We've noticed that over the past decade, the CPPCC has done a lot of work to enhance the party's leadership. So it has strengthened its organization development with party's building. Can you brief us on your work in this regard? Thank you for your question. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, the CPPCC has fulfilled its duty as a fundamentally political organization and adhere to the basic principle of enhancing the party's leadership in all the work it has done. It has advanced its various work with party building and profoundly understood the 2 establishments, enhanced 4 consciousness and competencies, and safeguards 2 upholds. In everything it has done, it has kept the overall direction and played the role of basic party organizations, and also leveraged the model role of party members. First, we've unswervingly implemented party leadership in every work we've been doing. We've implemented a system to implement party leadership and improved the mechanism for implementing the CPC Central Committees and General Secretary Xi Jinping's important guidelines, and also the review system. We've improved the system for reporting our annual plan and other work to the CPC Central Committee to ensure that the major policies of the party will be faithfully implemented. We've carried out symposiums and experience sharing sessions on party building to earnestly implement the new requirements for party building in the new era and implement intra-party laws and regulations. Our party members, we have come up with 8 priority tasks to ensure party members will participate in both party life and work. We have mechanisms for the building the development of different party groups to ensure that party leadership will cover all our work and all our members. Second, we've enhanced ideological building to focus on studying the innovative theories of the party. To study Xi Jinping's thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics, we have developed a new system of holding relevant sessions and symposiums. We use the chairman's meetings and standing members' meetings to collectively study President Xi's, General Secretary Xi's latest important speeches and theoretical thinking, to make theoretical studies institutionalized and regularized. We encourage members to have regular book reading, and in celebrating the 70th anniversary of the CPC, the PRC and the centenary of the CPC, we've leveraged our own unique strengths and innovated our model of studying to encourage our members to enhance their faith in the parties and relevant system to forge ahead together under the banner of socialism with Chinese characteristics. Third, we've played the role of model party members. Through enhancing mechanisms and strengthening supervision, we've motivated party members to perform their duties faithfully and show a sense of responsibility to set examples for others. For instance, we encourage them to carry out independent researches, and which will be reviewed by others. We encouraged party members to play a priority role in building consensus and leading green lives. In recent period of time, in poverty reduction, the battle against COVID, the 6 safeguarding economic life, and the building of science and technology, a lot of party members have stepped up to the challenges and showed their sense of responsibilities. Thank you.
就是面对这个现在是全球经济复苏乏力。
Now, the world today faces sluggish economic recovery, regional conflicts and turbulence, and also global challenges. Some scholars in the West are looking to the East for wisdom. So my question is, what can China's political party system offer to human political civilization?
好，我来回答这个问题，感谢您的提问。刚才呢，我们已经
Thank you for
介
your
绍了
question.
中国新型政党
Earlier, we talked about China's
中国特色
political party system, which has distinct Chinese features
政治和 彰显着独特的优势。
It has special strength in our political life and has strong vigor. It is also attracting worldwide attention because it can offer important food for thought for the development of world political party systems, which is also a contribution to the political progress of human political civilization. I see it in the following ways. First of all, this is a new model of political party system. It is not a one-party system which has inadequate democracy. It is not a multi-party system featuring vicious competition. It is not a multi-party coalition, but a multi-party cooperation system under the CPC's leadership. It is an organic combination of the CPC's leadership and democratic parties' cooperation. They have common goals and direction, political solidarity, and participate in state affairs in an orderly way. They work together but not antagonize each other. They follow one party's leadership and they also exercise democracy, which ensures the right direction and vitality in our political life. Second, it creates a new political party relationship. In this system, the various parties are in cooperation and harmony. The CPC is the governing party. It creates conditions for democratic parties to take part in political life, and the democratic parties help the governing party to better deliver for the people. They supervise each other but not sabotage each other. As sincere and candid friends, they share different ideas and even criticisms. Such a harmonious political party relationship enables the governing party to focus single-mindedly on development and democratic parties to contribute their share to development. Third, it creates a new way of state governance. The CPC, as the governing party, supports democratic parties in taking part in state political and social affairs through deliberation of state affairs, democratic supervision, political consultation, and leveraging their strengths in different sectors and different groups of talents to help the CPC better govern the country. In this multi-party cooperation system, the standardized institutional procedures and arrangements helps to pool ideas and suggestions to ensure informed and democratic decision-making. So, practice has shown that this system is unique to China. It suits China's conditions. It also creates a new political party governance model in the history of political parties in the world. It demonstrates the Chinese wisdom for the world political party system. It is a major contribution to the human political civilization. We are very confident that we can provide more Chinese solutions as humanity explores more social arrangements. Thank you. Thank you very much. So much for our press conference today. Thank you.